The break is over and fights are back, which means we can make money while watching our favorite sport again. And one of my favorite ways to do that is playing Underdog Fantasy. If you don't know what Underdog Fantasy is, it's daily fantasy. You come in here, you say higher or lower than any of the numbers you see on the screen. You put a few of them together and you can make a whole bunch of money. They will even give you free money to play. The only thing you need to do to get the free money to start building your Underdog Fantasy lineups is go to wewantpicks.com/underdog. Use promo code WWP, and you will instantly have all sorts of bonus and deposit match and free money offers. That's wewantpicks.com/underdog, promo code WWP. I genuinely love Underdog. They are my favorite daily fantasy sport, and that's because they have more options than everybody. And that's going to be a little contradictory right now because as of right now, Thursday, we only have significant strike lines and a few takedown lines. They will expand on this as we get closer to the fights. The off week always throws these things into a tizzy, but we're going to work with what we have here because I actually like some of the lines. Obviously, if you're watching this and you have finish lines and you have all sorts of other lines to work with, go to my website, use some of the tools, and maybe you can find some spots. I used our tool. We have a fight simulator. I use that to jump on a few of these lines, and I'll talk to that in a second. But let's go ahead and build ourselves an entry here. We've got Chris Curtis listed at 69.5 significant strikes. I'm going to leave that one alone. He is cutting weight. He's going down to 170 for the first time in many, many years. A lot of weird things could happen there. He's 37 years old. He'll be 38 next week. I'm not going to touch that. But his opponent, the line that I do love here is the lower on a half a takedown. Chris Curtis has some of the best takedown defense in the game, period, end of story. For a few years there, he had the best takedown defense at middleweight. That takedown defense will still be there at welterweight. And Max Griffin is not a big-time wrestler. Max Griffin's not somebody that's just going to start spamming takedowns. So I think this is an unbelievable line. We're going to hit the lower there, and we're getting it at even money right now, which is a gift. If we continue to work through this card, Mike Davis, 45.5 significant strikes. I actually like the lower there, but we're not going to do that. I'm going to build myself a pretty safe entry here. And one of those things is Austin Lane higher than 18.5 significant strikes. Listen, even if Austin Lane gets knocked out cold, which is a very likely outcome here, he's going to land some strikes along the way because that's what he does. If you run through his fight history, you'll see many times over he's landed more strikes than this and then went on to get finished. He's taking on Vitor Petrino, going up in weight for the first time. A lot of weird variables here. I don't think Vitor is going to come out, knock out Austin Lane with the first punch he throws, and Austin doesn't get to land strikes. I then went to my website. We have a tool called the Fight Simulator. That simulator simulates fights 100,000 times, and it gives you the individual data points along the way. So I went to the simulator and I said, let's simulate the Austin Lane versus Vitor Petrino fight. It did that. And then I said, well, how many strikes is Austin Lane landing in those simulations, win or lose? And the average was 30. The average is 30. The average is almost twice as high as the line here. So we're going to do the higher there. Win or lose, I think he's going to land at least 19 punches. And then the last one might be weird to you, but we're doing the lower on Wonderboy Thompson. I'm surprised his line is so high here at 40. Wonderboy's a guy that plays the distance. He does the in and out. He uses that karate style. He's not a high volume guy. If you go look at his last fight against Joaquin Buckley, that was a fight that he was winning up until 1 or 2 minutes in the last round, and he didn't get to 40 there. And that was a quite literal picture perfect fight for Wonderboy. That is a perfect fight for him. Managed the range well, touch and go. Obviously, he ended up getting knocked out late in the third round, but I don't even think this fight is going to go that well for him. I think Wonderboy is going to have some success striking, and then we're going to see the takedowns come in from Gabriel Bonfim. And then once Gabriel Bonfim gets the takedowns going, we're not going to get the strike numbers from Wonderboy that they think we're going to get. So I'm doing the lower on 40.5 significant strikes here. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we are building. We got Max Griffin lower than the half a takedown because I do not think he's going to get a takedown in this fight. Austin Lane, we use the tools on the website at wewantpicks.com to say we're going to get higher on the 18.5 significant strikes. And then Wonderboy Thompson, we're doing the lower on his total of 40.5. Guys, that is my entry. This entry, if we let it ride as is, will pay out 6x. You throw down $10, you'll get 60. If you're a little worried, if you're worried that Wonderboy might land a ton of strikes or Austin Lane's going to get slept instantly, let's go ahead and flex play this, which means I can get one wrong and still get paid the payout a little bit, but it adds insurance and it makes sure you don't lose some money. No matter what you do here, get your free money. Go to wewantpicks.com/underdog. Use promo code WWP, and then you're off to the races, guys. Good luck this weekend, and it is so nice to have fights back.